Hello everybody and welcome to Notorious Yugioh. I am Notorious Cly and this is Rokket Resonator Test Hands. I asked all of you which deck you wanted to see test hands on, and the people spoke. I have heard your word. We are testing out Rokket Resonator today, but we're going to do something just a little better than test hands today. We're actually going to take this to the ranked ladder, play a couple duels, and I'll commentate as I'm dueling so you can see how this deck works live in action. I got lucky enough today to finish pulling the rest of the rockets I need specifically for this build. I only have 2 Rokket Tracer, but that's okay. I only wanted 2 for this build. 3 is too many because I need my normal summon for other things. So let's not waste any more time. I'll just go over the cards in the list and we'll jump right into some duels. 3 Wild Wind, 2 Tracer, 1 Silver Rokket Dragon, not Recharger, as you saw in my previous video, because we didn't get Recharger. Silver Rokket Dragon is the next best one. Its effect to snipe something from the extra deck is almost never going to come up unless our opponent is activating a Link Monster's effect to target Silver Rokket Dragon, which would be hilarious if we get to snipe something from their extra deck on their own accord. But I'm playing it because it has 1900 attack, which pairs up well with Dark End Dragon, which means Dark End Dragon can send 1 monster, have 2100 attack. A normal summon Silver Rokket Dragon at that point has 1900 attack, and that's 4000 life points worth of damage. Game time. 3 Crimson, obvious, you have to do it. 3 Red, Monster Reborn. I added this to the list from the profile I did a couple days ago, a week ago. I don't even remember anymore. I've been putting out so much stuff and working so hard on all of these videos that they're all running together. But it's Monster Reborn. It's never a bad addition. I'm a little worried about bumping it up to 23 cards, but I think the difference between 22 and 23 is probably negligible. Difference between 20 and 23 is probably significant, but I'm comfortable with 22, so I guess I'm just going to be comfortable with 23 total cards. 2 MSD, 3 Quick Launch, 3 Resonator Call, 2 Forbidden Chalice. I'm thinking about swapping something out in the extra deck right now. I almost want to play 2 Dark End Dragon. I just don't really see Doom Dragon coming up that much. I really want to give Doom Dragon a chance to prove its worth because I do love Doom Dragon. I love everything that it offers. I love that Doom Dragon pop something, burn for attack, and then use a spare Resonator to go into Bane is usually an OTK. But I don't know, the Dark End is just so good. So good. I think we're going to do it. I think we're going to add another Dark End, take the Doom Dragon out, and we're going to roll with this build. I believe in the video I talked about possibly dropping Hot Red for a second Dark End. I want to keep the Hot Red because Borlo Dragon is now entering the format, which means non-targeting removal is going to be important again. It's the whole Luna Light problem. So I really want to keep that non-targeting. And being able to pop the opponent's entire board if they leave everything in attack position is really enticing. I don't think you'd be wrong for playing Doom Dragon, but I'm going to rock with double Dark End. We're going to give it a try. I love Dark End. I'm trying to think if there's any other cards I wanted to play or swap out or add to this list before we take it to the ranked ladder for the first time. And Dark Hole sounds really good, but I think we're going to have an easy enough time going second that Dark Hole is just going to be gratuitous. I'm really nervous about going first just because Chalice is really our only interaction with our opponent. If we go first, we're just going to be hopefully making Nova and sitting on him and hoping they can't deal with it and we can kill him on the crackback, which is usually the Resonator plan, but occasionally you would draw into your back row that you're playing, but we're not really playing any. We're just gassed up with rockets. Let's just play all gas, no breaks. Let's go. This is the list. Hope you guys like it. Let's go to the ranked ladder and play. Duel. Matching is successful. Let's see what we got up first. Any bets? I'm going to guess Varus. His name is Jaden and he's playing Caitlin Kessler. Please, oh lord. We won the coin flip, which, I mean, I guess gives us some hope going against Infernity. And this hand is not ideal. Sorry, I got a text message. Hand is definitely not ideal. Not ideal at all. Dios mío. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to swap the red out for Wild Wind. We're going to normal Wild Wind. Should I even go into anything? I kind of want to go in an 8 just to put the Wild Wind in the grave for follow-up, but like putting an 8 on board doesn't protect us at all. We're gonna do it, just put the Wild in the graveyard. I mean, we already put it out there in attack. We can't really leave it. So we're gonna get a Tracer. We're gonna go ahead and... which 8 are we willing to part with? Probably Darken, just because if they go Super Infernity combo, we want the potential to wipe everything. So we're gonna go Darken. And this is what I mentioned a little bit earlier about being nervous when going first, because we don't really have anything. We have Forbidden Chalice and a Dream, and that's about it. I guess the MST is kind of good against... I don't know. I don't really know anything they might set. But we really have no interaction. We are banking on our one Forbidden Chalice not getting sniped. Right on cue. Okay, so setting the MST was good, because they missed it. So we're banking on Forbidden Chalice not getting sniped. And then, what are they playing? Magical Mallet. Is that one? Okay, so they're playing Infernity. Sage has to go. We have to allow it. We don't have any action. They're leaving the main phase. Do they not have Weighty Launcher? They don't. What's their back row? Yeah. Let's go Wild Win. What is it? What in the world could their back row be? Is it one of the negates? Is it pop? Should I get rid of Wildcat first to turn it off? Make them force it and then flex the Monster Reborn? Okay. It is the negate. Regardless, I think I have to do this. So it's always Crimson. Now I need to think about if I can kill them. So yes, because Crimson with a level 4 through Dark End into Bane is an OTK. We're going to steal their Archfiend. Thank you for the level 4 non-tuner, my friend. Appreciate your contribution to your own demise. Let's grab the Prismatic Red Rising. Flex the Shiny. I almost clicked the main monster zone. That would have ruined everything. Would have ruined everything. I normally don't play on PC or computer, so it's a little nerve-wracking. Usually a mobile player, just because it's nice to take it wherever I want and then I have to set up. Okay, I don't really feel the need to explain what I'm doing right now to you guys because it's just standard Resonator stuff. You've seen it a million times. A million times. But here, this is something I'm going to explain. So we're going to go Dark End. Dark End's going to send the Wildcat. And then we can do two things hilariously. We can use the Chalice to negate the Dark End's attack. Negate its effect to bring its attack back up, do 2600 and then gain the 400 from Chalice. And I'm going fast because I'm about to run out of time. To bring it to 3000 and then we have over 4000 on board. Or we can just make Bane plus the Crimson and that's over 4k right there. And we still win. We're going to turn that off so we don't lose the timer. No, I don't care. And I need to be careful about talking instead of playing because we almost got too close for comfort on the timer there. But we sneak out the win, win the coin flip against Infernity, and hope they brick. So it's that easy, everybody. That easy. You can see right now I'm at Platinum 6 because I haven't really played since the King of Games reset, the ranked dual season reset. Ignore those losses. Those are just to collect the, what are they called? Daily investigations or whatever event is on, just to collect gems. I went in with a silly deck to throw on purpose as quickly as possible to gain gems so I could pull the cards I needed to showcase this build. So game one was a little odd, but I hope it showed some of the flexibility and consistency that the Rokket tools give you to go into synchro plays. It is kind of nice that our opponent bricked, but can't always bank on that. Now this is a little frustrating. We still have Nova combo here, but it's frustrating that we drew both Tracer against Joey. What's Joey playing? It's not Grit, at least not immediately. So it might not be Infernoid, but we're making Nova here. So we're going to Special Crimson. We're going to normal Tracer. Tracer effect to target itself. Destroy itself. and go ahead and get me a level 4 non-tuner. So this was a hand with 3 tuners and Forbidden Chalice, and we still managed to get the Red Nova combo out of it. So we're going to synchro for Red Rising into the EMZ. Red Rising effect, target Crimson, bring Crimson back. Crimson effect, since the only other monster I control is a Dark Dragon Synchro monster, I'm going to special summon 2 Resonators, up to 2 Resonators from my hand or deck, from my deck. Red effect, target monster gain life points equal to its attack. Make OG, RDA, doesn't matter which one. I always choose a red. I have no idea why I always choose a red, but I do. And then I'm not sure, I'm pretty sure you could figure out what the optimal summon is for the EMZ for Red Nova based on the current arrows we have in the game for Link monsters, but I always go right zone. Don't know why, just always do. And then we're going to set Forbidden Chalice. And, yeah, we're here. Made it to Red Nova combo. Then, important thing to point out, normally this would be at 5,000 attack, but it gains 500 attack for each tuner. It doesn't care if it's a Resonator, it's only tuner. So Tracer and Grave actually boosts the Red Nova Dragon. Little bonus there. Little bonus. And then, my friends, is how you get the Red Nova combo out of a 3-tuner hand. Thank you, Rokket Tracer. Okay, what does Hope have for us? Really? We're just gonna get a DC win? Okay. We'll take a look at their deck afterwards, and I think I may know what happened there. I've been saying this recently. Some decks just don't have a consistent or convincing out to Red Nova Dragon. Let's see if they did. They had Fang Chain Take. That's it. Or, I mean, they could bounce it, but how are they getting the 2 6s? Not consistent or convincing. Like, it isn't out, but how are you getting the 2 6s out? And then I guess Malevolent Sin, but how are you getting 2 4s out in Red Eyes when your best tool, Red Eyes Fusion, locks you into 1 summon for the entire turn? And a set, I suppose, if you want to count that as a summon. Sometimes Red Nova is just good enough. Let's do one more. Let's hope we get a good one, because these last 2 have been meh. Shown some interesting things, shown kind of the way I problem solve and figure out how to get out of bad hands, but hopefully we have a good hand to show you what a good hand can do. One of the Resonator problems is good hands, having them, since you need specific tuners, mainly Crimson, to do anything super impactful, and you need non-tuners, preferably Wild Wind, so you don't have to burn your normal summon. But Resonator Call here gets us access to Wild Wind via skill. It's a shame we drew the Silver Rokket Dragon. That turns off Tracer basically for the entire duel. And I'm going to have to read some Maldoche cards for the first time ever. This is a little scary. So their whole plan is to clear the graveyard of monsters and then hit it up with Maldoche Knights. MST would be great. That's not terrible either. And there's the question, how do I want to order this and sequence this so they don't know what I have in my hand? Let's do Call. Call, grab Crimson. I don't know how many I still have in my deck. I'm going to start Crimson Effect. Okay, we baited out the Knights early. That's why we did it. The way we did it. It just negates the effects. It doesn't destroy it. Okay, what's the other set that they were so willing to part with that? Let's also read to make sure they don't have any on-field interaction. So we're going to go ahead and trade a Crimson for Wild Wind. Because we need to, since our special was messed up. Is that not any interaction? Now the question is, do they have an out to Red Nova Dragon? Because I think that's the path I'm going to take. I think that's the path I have to take. There's no way I'm going to empty my hand. No way to empty my hand to gas up and just 2 synchros on them. So I think Nova with the set Chalice is just the way to go. It's always nice when you're playing blind against an archetype because you haven't read their cards. I was supposed to read their cards too, because I guess my Maldoche pools were pretty good. Guess they were pretty good. We'll pick up the extra 400 life. I could wipe the entire board. Does that do anything? Yeah, it does some stuff for them. Because they get the missing mulatto stuff and the hoop cake stuff. But I suppose that's going to happen anyways eventually. Maybe. Sort of. Let's just go Neville. Play a little defensively since we're in uncharted waters here. Set Chalice. Did they have something on the summon? Which one am I attacking? I think we just get rid of Chocolate a la Mode. Because I don't want them getting a spell trap. Okay, I mean, that's cool. You can have it. That's fine. It's not something that challenges Nova. We do a ton of damage. Yeah, it sucks not having the negate, but I think we're in decent position. We have full Resonator combo sitting here because we special Crimson, the normal Silver. I think we have enough life points to live. But we'll see. We'll see. What are they going into? Tiramisu. No idea what tiramisu does.
I've made a huge mistake.
Okay, so they do have an out to Nova. They shuffle it back into the deck. Okay, so that's an out. But good news is I only have to do 1500 damage, assuming I live. Can they put some bodies on board to out me? So that's what, 32? Yeah, that's enough. Well, that's what happens when you don't know what you're playing against, folks. Should have built wide, not tall. Should have built wide, not tall. Okay, let's go one more. Let's get another good one. I feel like that was decent. I don't know if there was a path to victory there. Do not know if there was a path to victory there. But if there was, it's not the deck's fault. It's mine for not being able to see it. Okay, going second. Yugi. He's got Mismat. He's playing Dark Magician. It's all but guaranteed. I need to send a text message, so I'm not going to pay attention. Okay, so 2. So now this is always the, let's toggle on in case I top deck a second MSD. This is always the interesting thing. Do I attempt to play through both their back row or one of their back row and snipe the other, or do I just blind snipe one? I think we're just going to blind snipe. Reset this one first and fast, so it's got to be something decent. And then we'll just see if we can play through the other one. Oh, that's cool. I mean, you're going to get the summon, but everything's going to get destroyed unless you want it in your graveyard. Oh, okay, they're not doing the summon, they're adding. Okay, so what they add? Destroy spell trap cards. Your opponent controls. That's not going to do anything for you, buddy. So we're going to go Resonator Call, we're going to grab Crimson. We're going to go second Resonator Call, grab another Crimson. We don't want them to know what our 2 cards in hand are, so they know we have 2 Crimsons. So we're going to trade a Crimson for Wildman. And we're going to special Crimson. So now they've seen the 2 cards in hand that they know in rotation. So they don't know what our 2 cards in hand are. What you got? You gonna TTH me? What you got? So this is where I'm most vulnerable. Right here is at the Red Rising. I can live if they deal with Crimson because I can normal Crimson behind it, but I cannot live if they deal with the Red Rising Dragon. Okay. So we're sitting here with a Crimson and a Dream. Sniped the wrong one. Maybe it wasn't the wrong one. Eternal Soul can be kind of a pain. I mean, at least we can swap. One of those is almost certainly 1,000 Knives. So we are still gassed up. The question is, do we play with pace? Do we play with patience? Or do we just get impatient and try to push for the win immediately? So I think I want Crimson here, because I need to keep 2 red in the deck. And then we're going to swap 1 for Wild Wind. And then we're going to wait on this quick launch as long as possible. And see if we can't turn that Tracer into the piece we need, because we're almost certainly going to have 1 back row. Okay, so this is the Eternal Soul, number 2. this 1,000 Knives. So they're adding again? They don't have any Dark Magicians in their hand? Are they bricked up that bad? Okay, we go here. Red Rising. Crimson and attack. Do they have anything? Hilariously enough, I think we go for Nova here, because I'm not reading that set card as anything activatable, unless they're toggle champ and they're pro gamering me right now. But if it happens to be a certain card called Mirror Force, Red Nova Dragon is immune to Mirror Force, unless it's Drowning, and then Drowning sucks. But do I keep everything else in hand? Yeah, I think I have to. I don't think it really does anything for me to push any further. This is lethal on board. The only way it would do anything for me is if that somehow jump blocked and I could have staged attacks differently. Sometimes it doesn't matter. Alright, that was interesting. That was interesting. I think we're going to do one more. That one was interesting enough because I got disrupted and still won, but they weren't able to actually play it all, which was interesting. So let's go ahead and do one more duel and then we'll call it a night. Okay, let's roll. Let's roll. Let's roll. Hopefully this is the kind of stuff you guys want to see from me and the channel. Witness my 3 brain cells working overtime just to, one, actually duel at a above average level, and then 2, try and tell you what I'm thinking while I'm doing it. Balance. Okay, so this is probably muskets. What else could be balanced? Could also be Dark Magician. What's his name? Yami Kaiji? He might, unless that's an anime reference I just don't get, he might be doing the Yami Yugi. If he's Yami Yugi, I'm Yami Kaiji thing. And acting like he's, nope, it's muskets. Okay, Dark Magician. It's definitely muskets. Okay, so he has something in hand. This hand was looking terrible until we got the Resonator call. Still not great. Still not great. Actually, this is fantastic. Forbidden Chalice is going to stop you from activating your Magical Musketeer spells and traps from your hand. And I'm going to do that before you have the capability of ruining my day. Because, yeah, I mean, Kid Brave here would get him the effect to draw on resolution, at which point Chalice would have already applied its effect and he would be negated. So, I think this is just free. This is just free. So we're going to grab Crimson. Always Crimson, best card in the deck. Special Crimson. Special Wild one. And we're going to go ahead and Synchro Summon for Red Rising Dragon. Now the question is how do I want to kill you? Do I go Red Nova Dragon? Because that would make them have to Cross Dom. Cross Dom would do it because they can negate the effects, which means Red Nova wouldn't be alive and well for... wouldn't be able to activate its effect to protect itself from battle. And I'm only thinking this hard about it because I don't want to get hit with like a Rogue Kiteroid or Sphere Kuriboh or something like that. I mean, I think the safe move is probably just to go Dark End. Yeah, let's go Dark End. It's Dark End. It's Dark End. It's Send. And then it's the Bane OTK line. Bane, and you leave Crimson. So if somehow they survive and but they don't manage to do anything, you control Crimson and a Dark Dragon Synchro monster. And we're gonna hold on to the Silver Rocket because there's no need for it. And that's game. Good game, Magical Musket. Sorry, Yami Kaiji. You are no match for the Forbidden Chalice. Alright, everybody, and that's the deck. Those are the test hands. Hope you enjoyed the live commentary. Hope you enjoyed my thoughts on the list. after playing a few duels with it, one thing I'm worried about is consistency. But I don't really know what to cut. Honestly, I'm going to have to take a long, hard look at this because I want the list to be more consistent. I want to see Crimson as often as possible, and to do that, I need to play slightly less cards. But playing slightly less cards means either cutting engine, which I'm never a fan of, or cutting tech space, which I'm not a fan of because our tech space here is now the only thing protecting us from back row or giving us any sort of interaction on our opponent's turn. And those are two key weaknesses of Resonators. So we need to help shore up those weaknesses with tech cards. All in all, not bad though. Where'd we go? 4-1. That's not terrible. 80% win rate. I'll take that. I usually float about low to mid 70s for win rates with the Resonator decks, so we're right in line with that after 5 duels. Obviously, that's too little of a sample size to make any big sweeping judgments, but we can start to see some trends and make sense of the way we feel when we play it after a couple duels. So far this is doing pretty good. We'll see how that fares once we get into the higher ranks and start playing against some better, more realized decks. And I'm sure you guys will be along for the ride. You'll be there with me in some of those videos. I think that's all I got for you today. Until next time, be safe, have fun, everybody.